In this video, I'm going to show you how to properly cover the two most common vents found on wall and ceiling applications. These are vents with the slider type damper shown at left, and vents with the lever type damper shown at right. In this demonstration, I've removed the vents from the wall. While this isn't absolutely necessary, this will make the cover fitting process much easier. In order for the vent cover to form the best seal with your vent and to help ensure the vent cover won't fall down, we will need to make cuts for the damper mechanism and the two screw holes. Before we begin, you will need a ruler, a pair of scissors, and either a utility knife or an X-Acto knife. We prefer the X-Acto knife because it gives you a lot more control of your cut. We will first go over making cutouts for the two screws, since this is the step that's the same for both vent damper types. First, take your vent cover and turn it so that the pockets are facing up. Next, center the width of the cover. It's not necessary to center the length at this time. Using the X-Acto knife, score the cover just enough to leave a visible mark and leaving enough of a gap that the screw won't interfere. This doesn't have to be exact, as we can always go back after we make the cutout and trim more if necessary. Using the ruler, measure how far back your screw sits. In my case, it was 1/2 inch. We want to cut a little past this to account for slight differences between cover and vent length and any shift that may occur. This doesn't have to be exact as well, as we can also trim this later, but it's best not to cut into the pocketed side, as that will allow air to escape around the screw head. Using the ruler and X-Acto, make a score. Continue to score this side, going deeper with each pass. If your first two scores don't intersect with the last score you made, simply extend them. Now, use these scores as guides to cut the cover. We should now be able to fold this cutout down, making it easier to cut off with the X-Acto knife. Now you can simply cut this piece off. Now we need to make the cutout for the other mounting screw hole. Because the other screw sits close to the damper, this makes it more difficult to cut out. Instead, let's make things easier on ourselves by flipping the cover and making this cutout on the same side of the vent that we made the previous screw cutout. This time, I'll go a little faster. Let's now make the cutout for the slider type damper. If you have a lever type damper, you can jump to the 6-minute 5-second mark. The slider should sit entirely within the pocket on the bottom side of the vent. This will make it much easier to cut out because the material in this area is thinner. Before making the cut, make sure the damper is closed. We can use the impression the damper makes on the cover as a cutting guide. Try cutting along this outline as close as possible for the best seal. Remember, you can always make a small cutout and trim it out more if you need to, but once you make a large cutout that's too big for the damper, it's hard to go back. For the lever style damper, all that is required is a small slit. Pressing down on the cover with my thumb and forefinger, I'm able to better see the lever to know where to cut. We want to make the slit here. We can now slide the lever through this slit and then slide the cover to center it over the vent. To make this easier, you can raise the lever just enough to slip the cover through. Afterwards, lower the lever back down. And there you have it. Thanks for watching.